Deep in an underground secret Pacific Island lair, Pop Culture Minefield presents Saturday Morning Funtime. This is the Comic Relief Crusader telling you to get your morning cereal ready, because here we go.
Swear to God, Thomas, he sounds like Michael, our friend that did that voiceover at the beginning, sounds just like Ted Knight, Ted Knight, when he used to do the superhero cartoon voiceover. So that's kind of fun. But welcome to Saturday Morning Fun Time, and we're going to be talking about some cool shit today. And I am curious, is everybody here a fan of Val Kilmer?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. In fact, when I was in school, in high school, people used to say I looked a lot like him, especially from Real Genius, back when I was better looking.
And now everybody gives you shit when you're shaved that you look like, what's his name? Seth Rogen. You've got to learn that laugh, though. You've got to learn that laugh.
I don't know how to do it. I get Drew Carey a lot sometimes, which I'm not a fan of.
I can see that with the glasses. But our good friend Thomas Seymour is here, man. Welcome to the panel. I hope you pop in with us every once in a while. You're a lot of fun to hang out with, man.
And not only that, he became a member.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, dude, you fucking rock. I got to tell you, I realized that I met you, Keith, and Dave the same fucking day. So I've technically been friends with all three of you the exact same amount of time, almost down to the hour.
Wow.
Because I met you guys. I was the guest of honor that year because of Code Word Geronimo, the book I did for IDW about SEAL Team 6. And I was at that Vision Con when I met you, Keith, and David. And funny. I'm like, that is so weird. And Keith is the one who introduced me to you. So
wasn't that the same Vision Con that you met me too?
No, that doesn't count.
Okay.
No, did I meet you at that one? Because I thought I met you at the next one.
Was that at the next one?
I think I met you the next year. That year, what's his name? Shane Moore. I met Shane Moore. You, I met in the next year, 2013.
Okay.
So
we're told by the prophecy.
Yeah.
As written in the Bible. Hey, Danny, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, I was checking. Are you guys ready for Sunday?
Oh, well, I was going to talk to you about that off air. I did miss.
No, I just want to know because we need to promote if you're going to do it.
Well, do you have that thing ready that you've been working on?
Look, my penis is always ready, dude.
Oh my God.
No, the logo, the logo.
Oh yeah. Well, I was trying to get with Chris, but our schedules got intermixed. So I'm just kidding. The animation won't take me very long.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully,
I'll get that done this afternoon.
I even said to Joe, because like an idiot, I scheduled a meeting at 7 a.m. on a Saturday, and I woke up at 8 to a text that said, "Well, Martine and I just wrapped up, from Joe," and I was like, "Damn it!" So then I got in there, and Martine was game to go, but Joe's window had closed, and so anyways, he and I texted back and forth, and I'm going to be emailing him. So even if we don't have all the bells and whistles, we can do the show tomorrow.
It'll be fun to launch it.
Yeah.
Go into some good history of wrestling. That's my suggestion, but you do what you want. I will point out really quickly. He just said he was an idiot. It's official. Danny admitted to it finally. Now, I muted you, John.
Second. Yeah.
What I need you to do is mute yourself and then unmute when you're going to talk, because that cacophony of sound, that's why I hate that place.
Okay.
As fun as the people are that are there, there is no absorbing material there to absorb all the fucking sound. They have a place. It's called the Springfield Convention Center, and they don't have anything in there to absorb sound. And not to mention that it's a fucking Faraday cage. Good luck getting a good signal in that place. They're fucking idiots in the city council. They really are. Fuck Springfield, Missouri City Council.
I'm using my phone. I'm using my phone as the Wi-Fi point because the Wi-Fi sucks here, and I'm getting 5G. So,
where are you at? Are you near the front?
The table. It's about halfway up.
Wow. I couldn't get that. I was getting 1G.
Yep, I'm getting
and
5G.
We're near the front. Maybe the closer you get to the middle, the better. Our table is up near front, and I wasn't getting any signal. But anyway, I want to say good morning to everybody in the chat. They are the reason we do this damn show. Oh, somebody popped in. Hey, it's Brandon, the anime guy.
Why, hello there.
Get on camera. Get on camera. We like.
All right, for just a moment. I'm super tired. I was in front of my computer, either my workstation or my personal computer, for about 16 hours yesterday because of all the Twitter files drops and participating in various things. And I must say I was really, really happy to enjoy ratioing John Cusack, that little soy boy bitch.
You know what? I love Hollywood.
Glorious.
I love the glory days of Hollywood. But I got to tell you, man, you got a lot of un-American cocksuckers working in Hollywood right now.
Yep.
I don't know how you deal with it, Thomas. I really don't, buddy. But you have such a great job, and I love that show. I just started watching the new season, and great work, man. Good show. Good to see you guys back in form. And I got to tell you, no matter how much I love Mandy Patinkin, I think that switching over to I just forgot his name. Oh my God,
Joe Mantegna.
Joe Mantegna was one of the best things for that show. I can't remember, why is the other dude gone? The one that's on SWAT.
Oh,
Shamar? He just can't come back, or
no? He's just when he left the show to do SWAT, that's
his thing. Okay.
Now.
Yeah, it's sad because I thought he was one of the best parts of the show too. I liked his relationship with the young lady, the communications lady. They had a great rapport.
Oh, you're talking about Shamar Moore. I thought you were talking about the guy that played Thomas. What's his name? He had some issues.
Thomas Gibson.
Gibson, yeah.
Oh, what issues did he have?
He was a bit of a prima donna on a good day, and
are you saying he's your typical Hollywood cocksucker?
Yeah, a little more. But one day he got into an argument with the writer on set about something in the story, and the writer was trying to resolve it, and Thomas got angry and angrier and said, "All right, fuck it, I don't want to talk about this anymore." And the writer said, no, let's work this out. And he tried to stop him from leaving, and Thomas Gibson kicked the writer in the shin in front of about 50 witnesses. So he then suddenly became a liability to the network.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't do that, man.
That'll do that. Kicking someone in the shin.
You cannot kick the staff.
Yes.
Nope. Gotta. It's like the wait staff. You don't mess with the wait staff. They're the ones that handle your food. Don't fuck with them. It's not that hard. Pardon my language. I normally don't go all F-bomby, but
yeah. What the fuck is with you today?
I'm on 5 hours of sleep. As I said, 16 hours in front of the computer, ratioing John Cusack all to hell. Hell, I want to ask a serious question.
All right, man.
That man has supposedly 1.7 million followers on Twitter. Tom Connors Jr. puts out a little thing because he was having a meltdown about the Twitter files thing. And then Tom basically said, hey, how hard is it to accept a reality when it's presented right in front of you, verifiable, proven stuff, as opposed to just going rah for your team? And he called Tom a bot. And he said, and I quote,
yeah, I like the meme.
Yeah, you're a bot. But of course, he did the wrong your. He did Y-O-U-R instead of Y-O-U''RE. And the ratio started. He could only get, before he deleted that tweet, which shows again that, soy boy bitch type level stuff.
Right.
He could only get 36 people to give it a thumbs up or a heart. and he was more than doubled on the ratio against his ass. Little old me, little tiny, my little tiny itty bitty corner of the Twatterverse. I had more likes before he deleted it than he had likes. And all I said to him was, all I said was, unlike you, Tom Connors has a career. That's all I said.
Oh!
Look, when I responded to Tom's comment, I tagged him in everything I said. I said, look, man, his career started dying in the 90s. And I said, by the time I got out of the Army, I didn't give a shit to watch anything he had because he doesn't mean shit to anybody who actually served the country. Nobody in the military really liked Tom or John Cusack.
Yeah.
Because he's one of those guys that lives on our laurels, the guys that serve, and likes to talk shit about our country. And I'm like, fuck you. What have you done to earn that right?
Exactly.
I was born here. Oh, whoop-de shit. Look.
And then he started
there's
going
a little
on a
book
spree.
that came out called Starship Troopers. And even though I'm not in accordance with everything that Heinlein said, I think he's kind of right that there is a step level of being a good citizen in this country, and it's through service. Now, it doesn't mean you have to serve in the military, but you need to do service in this country and show you're a good fucking American. And working in Hollywood, don't get me wrong, Thomas, because I fucking love you, buddy. You're on the right side of history. Some of these motherfuckers, they make so much money, then piss and moan about everything and complain about our country. And I'm like, what? You get to feed off the fucking tit of this country. That money you make, you think you're earning it, but really you're not really earning it. The people that work on those projects are laborers, guys that work in the crews, from camera crews to the effects. Those are the people that are earning it. You get in front of the country on that camera and you do and say things like a fucking monkey. As a teacher of mine once said, Mrs. Williams, God rest her soul, she said, "Oh, baby, I can teach a monkey to do this better than you. Shut up."
Yep, Tom Connors, the Midnight's Edge guy. That's correct. And
Tom Connors, that's right.
It was glorious to watch the meltdowns, and I watched and participated with Nina Infinity for about 3 hours. Participated with Legal Mindset for about an hour. Valiant Renegade for about 3 hours.
Now, Legal Mindset is a lawyer, right?
Yes, he is.
You've got to hook me up with him because I say a lot of legal stuff here that I know is right, but I would like to have a lawyer on the show to go, "That's correct, Gary. What you just said is the law."
Yeah, and I'll see if I can get you the hookup. But actually, for next week's show, he and Lethal Lightning are supposed to be on to talk Gundam with me. So this is Gundam month, and we're off to a good start. I had Punk Waddle, my favorite of the Waddles, and Ironcaster on to talk Gundam today, and it was a lot of fun. So, and I even decided to get on the action last night and went live for an hour at a ungodly hour, and yeah, it was fun. It was fun roasting him and then talking some anime afterwards. So
you should have invited me, dude, because I was reading all that shit and commenting and tagging him. But hey, dude. How was today's show, the morning show? Did you do your morning show?
Yes, I did.
What did you talk about?
Talked about Gundam and love of Gundam, the Gunplas, all the little model kits that you build, the various games, and of course the 20, 30 plus different series revolving around Gundam. Gundam is a huge topic and a very long running anime series. Started back in '79. And right. It was, I know almost nothing about it. It's one of those things that I wanted to get into, but never did. And I'm inviting people that know way more about it than I do, people that build the kits, and Punk Waddle and Ironcaster were on first. And, I've got a few other people that I'm going to have on that are massive Gundam nuts. And we're just going to nerd out this month to Gundam.
You should try.
Well, I got to tell you, you surprised me because I thought you were going to be talking finally about some of that gay porn anime.
No,
because I'm gay. I'm totally gay.
That will be.
I'm so gay. I'm so
just
gay.
so
I'm
gay there, Gary. Just so gay.
My
No,
girlfriend doesn't know it yet.
That'll be reserved for the Anime Guy After Dark show. No, I won't.
After dark, Anime Guy After Dark.
Well, I went live at 1. For me, it was at 1 a.m. I went live to basically continue roasting the shit out of Cusack, and then transition to talking about some anime. I had quite a few people there. I was rather shocked. I didn't think anybody was going to show up. I know Stephen Otten was there, and I was completely shocked that people were still up with me. And then, of course, got some of them, some of my British friends that popped in, and it was. I think I'm going to tinker with the idea of doing an After Dark show, because normally I don't go full out with my language. Yeah, nothing was held back last night. It was.
No.
Whereas
rough.
I never hold back. I just say whatever the fuck I want. I
know.
I got to tell you, man. Cusack really walked into this one, and he's going to get everything he deserves on this. I had a couple of simps show up on my page this morning over my statements about Val Kilmer being forced out by the powers that be at Lucasfilm Disney from being in Willow. And then on top of that insult to injury, they turned his character into a deadbeat fucking dad.
Yeah, screw that. Lucas,
Are we surprised?
this is your daily reminder to duck Disney. Fuck those guys.
Yeah, duck Fisney. You damn right. They're like Minnie Mouse because they're fucking goofy.
I would love to stay, but my eyes are ready to pop out, and I still got to go to the grocery store and pick
Not
up
to
my
mention,
stuff. And,
look, dude.
Yeah.
5 o'clock shadow doesn't look good on you. You need to shave, dude.
Yeah. Well, ever since I started growing the hair out, I've tried to keep this shaved, but
Hey,
I've been lazy.
what's it like
I've been
on
lazy
top?
this week.
I had some people said they think you're bald under that hat. I said, I don't think so. I think he's got hair. Yeah, see, I was right. You lose. Fuck you guys.
Nope, not bald.
Hey, Brandon.
Not bald at all. It's
Brandon?
just the length right now.
Oh, John wants
is
to
at
say
a point
something.
where it's hard to control.
Right.
So I just find it easier to
Wear a cap. I pull mine back. John wants to ask you a question, Brandon.
Hey, Brandon, do I
Yes.
count as a Gundam fan? I have 24 series and 26 movies.
Okay, you and I hit
This is
me
like
up on
a
the
coming
Twitter.
out party. You realize that?
Yeah, hit me up on Twitter. Let's do a recording.
So gay.
Let's do a recording, and we'll get it released during a weekday. That'll be perfect. That'll be
Yeah.
perfect.
All right.
Thanks, John. I appreciate
Thanks
that.
for
So
dropping
yeah,
in, Brandon. I appreciate it, buddy.
absolutely. Thank
Love
you,
man.
and definitely. Let's see that one. You got to watch Akira. If you've never watched it, go watch it. That's my fun movie of the week. Go watch Akira.
And the one I always suggest is if it's not Vampire Hunter D, it is the original. It is absolutely the Japanese anime interpretation, adaptation of Starship Troopers. And if you've never seen it, watch it.
I always
Absolutely.
recommend Grave of the Firefly.
Yep, there you go. All excellent suggestions. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you, Tom. Great to see everybody else, and
Take care, Brandon.
have a good weekend and be safe, everybody.
You too, man. All right, he's gone. Let's talk shit about him. No, I'm just kidding. So, I need to say hi to everybody in the chat. So we got, I'm not counting you guys. Bill Barkley is here from Scotland. Greetings. Hey, no, he's a lowlander from Scotland. He's not from the Highlands. He doesn't have the wee awesome Scottish accent. His is a little more tame.
Just keep Joe's.
What?
You skip Joe's atmosphere.
What about Joe?
He was in
You
the
didn't
chat.
mention him.
Skip him.
It's in the chat.
What? I just started.
But you
Jesus
started with
Christ,
this
Martin,
woman.
give me a minute.
No.
Yeah,
I
It's Martine
take
when
my
I like
time.
him. When I'm getting after him, it's Martin.
take my time to make a beautiful list for you, and you don't read it.
Oh, well, I was actually looking to see also what they say. I'm sorry. Let me get in there. So you have Joe's Atmosphere listed first. Okay. Joe's Atmosphere. The Dork Knight. Look, did you hear that? I just went through puberty. My voice went, ah.
You're juggling.
The Dork Knight. Bill Barkley. Anima Confusa. Love of My Life. Deleted scenes. That's my girlfriend, by the way, Thomas. She actually likes me and stuff. Deleted scenes. Who's actually on here? I God damn it, Martin. Penny, Dragon Ruse, Joseph Dredd, Krampus Jeebus, Mr. Angel, Sean Estep, Alex Moore, War Monkey. Yeah, if you go to war, Thomas, you want a war monkey. I'm just telling you. Sox Bulletin is here. Thank you, buddy, for being here, and thanks for all your support. Let's see. Pat S is here, our producer. Good morning, my friend. Real Wade Nation, Parrot Head, and of course, our dear friend Zax, aka Kyle, is here. Good morning, Kyle. Hope everything's going better, man. He's had a shitty week. YouTube ganked his ass. Just fucking hammered him. They pulled a fat Steven on him.
What they do? You were talking about this the other day.
It was over the military videos from Band of Brothers.
Oh,
and they started going back and claim.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's true. The love of my life says sometimes Gary sounds like a gay teenager. Does everybody concur with that? I think they do. And of course, Penny, who happens to be the guy in the corner down there, Dork Knight's mom, Thomas. That's his mom. She gave birth to him and stuff. And I add the and stuff in there because it's like, what the fuck does that mean when you say and stuff? And I go, I don't know. I leave it to your imagination. I don't know what it means. I used to tell people all the time, well, I'm going to go to Halloween and stuff. I'm going to go to school and stuff. End everything in on and stuff, and people get really confused of what you're really doing. So I want to say good morning to everybody. Good morning to the panel. Thomas, thanks for dropping in, man. I was kind of hoping Keith would make it in, but he's got family stuff going on this morning. So we'll see what's going to happen. I don't know. I'm hoping that we have the show tomorrow, the wrestling show. I'll have the animation done today for the opening.
Yeah, so that'll be tomorrow, 2:00 Pacific, 5
specific time, as my daughter would say. Specific. Actually, Thomas, you've met my daughter. When we met the first time, my daughter was with me. I forgot about that. Little Zoe. She got arrested that day by the stormtroopers and was put in stormtrooper jail. Magitech Mags is here. Good morning, Magitech. She gives us a $2 super chat. Go ahead, Martin. Go ahead. There you go. Look at these delicious backdoor sausages. Oh, she did it. She triggered it. Let's do it. Let's do this. Here it comes. Open your back door, baby. Loosen your hinges, I'll show you my key. A lot of backdoor action on this show. Thank you for your $2, Mags. I hope you're doing okay. She's had a great week. She's gotten a lot of points across over on Twitterverse. And I think I read everything you post, Mags. I either share it or at least like it. Let's see. I got to tell you, Elon Musk bought Twitter, and all of a sudden Twitter's fun again.
Yeah.
It's like people saying shit. And we had those two idiots that took me on about Val Kilmer today. They're like, what's your point? I said, my point is that he was forced out and that they then shit all over his character after they forced him out. And what's your point? Oh, that's right. You're just dumb in public. Okay. How can you fucking show the opposite of support for Val Kilmer? I don't understand that. Like, who hates Val Kilmer that much? Even Joanna Wally Kilmer, who has a right to hate Val because he cheated on her and broke up with her in a really embarrassing way.
We have
Joanna Wally now. So,
well, yeah. But Brightest Day member for 1 month, the PCM boom. That is awesome, Brightest Day. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, sadly, as much as I like Val Kilmer, you hear a lot of stories about how apparently he was just a dick.
Yeah, you kind of look. I actually have connection. You've worked with him too. right, Thomas? I got to work with him through Warriors Inc. because I work for Dale Dye. And when they did Alexander, he did not show up on set for hours. He stayed in his trailer, and they weren't able to shoot during the making of Alexander. True story. He's an absolute fucking cunt sometimes. He really is. And what sucks is, I don't know about Dale, but I know Julia, his wife, Dale's wife, was an absolute Val Kilmer fan, and it broke her heart working with him. You know,
Never meet your heroes, man.
Never meet your heroes. But still, when I start talking about him, I can name so many fucking movies he was in I love, and his performance in it was amazing. Tombstone being number one.
For sure.
Val Kilmer is an excellent actor, and he does what he does, you know, excellent. But he's a great actor, and I'll let it stay with that.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about Oscar snubs, Tombstone. I mean, Val Kilmer and Tombstone. Come on.
Look, he has absolutely the best performance of that year of any actor. On top of that, in the history of all the versions of that story, he has the most memorable lines, best delivered lines, and he is one of the most memorable Western characters. His version of Doc Holliday is one of the most memorable Western characters in the history of cinema.
I'm your Huckleberry. That's just my game.
I'm playing for blood. I mean, God, this guy, God. What is that one line when he looks at Kate? It's in the director's cut. It's like, have you nothing to say to the man you love? No, guess not. And he just rides off, and it's like, what a great fucking line. And he's doing that classic Georgia accent that's best known for Foghorn Leghorn. I say, boy. That was the accent he was doing for that, and he nailed it. It was fucking funny. And my God, that scene between him and Sean Bean is one of the greatest moments in movie history, with the gun twirling and then the teacup twirling. Or that, you know, that telescopic cup that Doc Holliday was carrying in the movie. You got what's your favorite scene in that one, Tom? Or your favorite Val Kilmer scene, period?
Hello?
He's thinking. Like, do you have a favorite Val Kilmer scene in any movie?
Nothing that jumps out for me.
Okay. John, do you have any? You've already said Huckleberry, so you can't use that one.
I like when him and Maverick finally get on the same page in Top Gun.
I'll be your wingman anytime. Yeah. Good fucking movie. Oddly, of all the films he worked on, one of my favorites is a little indie film he did called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. And
I worked with Val on Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
I know, that's why I brought it up. And it is absolutely one of my favorite Val Kilmer movies of all time. Also, Robert Downey Jr., one of my favorite films with him. When he gets his finger cut off, I fucking lost my shit laughing. What a great flick. And you got to work with these guys, and that's so amazing. It was the casket scene, right, that you worked on?
We did several things, but yeah, the casket scene was one of our bigger ones.
Right. That's a good gag in that movie. It really is. It's one of the best moments. Great payoff. What a great payoff. But
that was pure practical effects. That was all done.
Yeah, I didn't see any digital effects in that film. Not one. You know, like when Val Kilmer says, "Where did you learn math?" I'm like, great line, but it's the ficus line. He goes, "Did you say talking monkey?" He says, "Yeah, talking monkey from the future. He can only say ficus." And I'm just like, what the fuck line is that? Where did that come from? Absolutely brilliant writing. That was some of Shane Black's best writing since the first Lethal Weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And It's a film I wish before this all happened to him that we'd gotten a sequel to it, because that was a movie with a setup for a sequel.
Yeah.
The ending is a setup for a sequel, and we just never got it.
My favorite is real. Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
What were you going to say, Thomas?
Oh, when you were talking earlier about Val Kilmer not coming on the set for hours, one night on Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which was 75% of that movie was all shot at night. So we were all doing graveyard shift for the entire run of that. And Val was up for a scene, and he had gotten there early, was in his trailer, and had gotten a massage and was taking a nap afterwards, and refused to come out of his trailer until he felt fully rested. This is like 2:00 in the morning. So some poor bastard had to call Joel Silver, the executive producer, get him out of bed, who had to come down to set and knock on Val Kilmer's trailer door to get him to come out and get in front of the camera.
That's crazy. Val Kilmer, man. Val Kilmer. Look, he is a great gift to cinema. And no, Keith, I don't fall for that a bit. Even Dennis knew that he was outdone by Val Kilmer that year. I love you, buddy. But no, I call bullshit on that. Dennis even knew that he wasn't get any attention for his role as Doc Holliday that year because of what Val did. Val hit a fucking bases loaded home run. Dennis just got a good single, maybe a double. I love baseball analogies, by the way, Thomas, if you never knew that. I'll say things like, that's bad baseball, man. You and somebody does something fucked up. What, Martin?
My favorite Kill Val scene is, again, on Tombstone, but the line where he says, because, oh my God, because Wyatt Earp is my friend.
Yeah, and it's true. They really were close friends. But sadly, and I know this story, is that Wyatt never went to visit him at the sanatorium. And I've been to that sanatorium. It's really way up on the mountain. It's like,
so how come you recovered enough for them to let you out?
Oh, that's right. We got another bald dude in the show. We don't have enough baldness, so we brought me mate. Brian, also known as that 70s show, not 70s show, but 70 Rock fan. I've got that in my head now because
I know everyone says that.
Well, we've got that show this weekend. I just watched the trailer twice, and I'm just not sure how I feel about it yet because I love Red Foreman. He's my dad. That's my dad.
Until you see an entire episode, you won't know.
Yeah, it's like the kids. I'm not impressed with the kids, but I love seeing Red Foreman because every time I see him, he says things that sounds just like my dad said. Dumbass.
Yeah.
My dad called me dumbass.
Chat from Magitech.
Check Saturday morning group chat. Sent link.
Yeah, it's the Warwick Davis quotes. Yeah.
Oh my God! Did he fucking step into it?
He came up a bit short there, if you ask me.
Oh, making fun of wee people.
Well, I'm pretty wee myself. Not a big guy.
Oh, you got the Scottish curse.
No, I'm hung like an elephant, but that's why they call me a tripod. But
hey, I got to tell you, the balls isn't the part you measure. Those goat balls.
Yeah, I don't need to shave them. The tarmac does the work.
And by the way, Thomas, this is my good buddy Brian, the 70s rock fan.
Nice.
And he does
Lovely
his
haircut.
rock show. He likes to do shows about either movies or talks about rock and roll, and I'll jump in on some of those.
Well,
when
you
I'm
mentioned Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Of course, that was the proposed title for either From Russia. Was it From Russia with Love or Goldfinger or Thunderball? Well, that was the proposed title for one of them. That's why Dionne Warwick did the song Mr. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Which,
I didn't know that.
Wasn't used for that movie. I think it might have been Thunderball. Yes, it was Thunderball. That was the proposed title.
Oh, wow. Thunderball is, of course, the story that caused all the legal problems for Ian Fleming and for the
Kevin
forthcoming
McClory,
films.
Yeah. But anyway, the Dionne Warwick song can be heard briefly in the Kiss Kiss Club scene, but the whole song is out. Was released by Dionne Warwick, but that I think that's where the title comes from. for the later movie. Mr. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Because I think they called that in Hong Kong or something. There was some overseas market they used that as the title.
Are you a fan of Val Kilmer?
Oh God, yeah. Top Secret, masterpiece.
Oh God, yeah.
Best visual gag in a movie ever, in my opinion, in that movie, which is where the German officer guy or whatever he is goes to answer the phone.
Oh yeah, the giant phone.
Actually, is a giant phone.
Yeah, it's like you think it's a forced perspective shot. It's actually a giant phone.
I just about died when I saw that. Oh God, that's so funny.
There's so many visual gags in that one.
I'm partial to the girl on the laying in the beach.
Oh, when she comes up and leaves the two divots into the ground in the sand with her boobs. I love his play on the Beach Boys songs and stuff. Elvis. But Are You Lonesome Tonight? That version was so freaking great.
It's just such a weird movie. I mean, it's a 1950s pop star, but in a different era, in a fake Germany with kind of
East Germany, right, with the Nazis.
The weirdest, like, nothing seems to quite fit.
Crazy movie. One of my favorite lines in that film is actually when she, her name is Hillary, which means she whose breasts defy gravity, and he says, she says, "What does your name mean, Nick?" And he says, "Oh, it's just something my dad came up with when he was shaving." What a dumb line.
Let's give Max her thank you video.
Oh yes, I got to play my little thank you video for her. I'm going to do this one. Keith's not here, but this video is played for all the love we have for Keith, especially from me.
You don't deserve your family. Who taught Chris to whisper black out of respect for blacks? Me!
I got to tell you, there are points, Thomas, and I don't think anybody's ever told you this. You could impersonate that Greek actor that played Jones in the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies.
Oh.
Because you have certain facial resemblances to him. And I'm like, oh my God, you should cosplay as that dude sometime just for shits and giggles.
Well, interesting coincidence. My grandfather was Greek.
Is this where I need to tell a Greek joke now? Did you hear the story about the older Greek brother? He didn't want to leave his brothers behind.
It was a purely platonic relationship.
Purely platonic. I got to tell you, I love Greece. I've got a lot of friends over there. And it's
Greece
one of
is
the
the
places I've never gotten to go to that I've always wanted to go to.
Lucky Greeks.
I got to
How
Spain.
did you get to be so lucky?
I got to Spain and I got to part of Italy for one day. And I thought we were going to go the rest of the way, but Dad panicked over money and we ended up not going. And I was like, fuck, I really wanted to go to Greece. Because, I was really into Greek mythology, the history of Greece. I mean, it really was the center of civilization for quite a while.
Yeah, there's so much history, and it's beautiful too. It's just
oh my God,
so much of the landscape is amazing.
And when I saw where my girlfriend Anima lives, she lives in Split, Croatia, and I got to see what that place looked like. I'm like going, it looks like a mixture of Spain and Greece. If you've never seen it, go look at some of the shots of Split, Croatia. It is really one of the top tourist destinations in Eastern Europe. So, but anyway, any more comments I need to pay attention to, Martin? Did I miss anything important? Oh, Bill Barkley with his back door. Fuck you, Bill Barkley. Fuck you, Bill Barkley. Fuck you, go home. Anyway, I'm sorry. We love Bill Barkley. Bill Barkley, I swear to God, he is the king of derailing our shows, or tries to be. One day he'll get the crown prince of derailing shows, because we will be talking about like a famous actor who died. He goes, anybody talking about Willow yet? Whatever we're talking about, he goes way over. Like anybody. Yes, Elias, that's the guy's name. Yes, Elias Koteas.
Oh yeah, Canadian actor. Yeah, he's in
Good actor, but
loads of
I'm telling you,
movies.
Thomas, you look a lot like him at times.
Well, I can see that.
I'll put that on my list.
Yeah, good
He's
actor
a
though. He's
brilliant
a
actor.
very good fucking actor.
Plays a good
and he's
psycho.
a misused actor. He's an actor whose career should have gone way out there. I mean, he wasn't he on Oz, that TV series? Didn't he play one of the prisoners on Oz? All I know is I remember him playing a prisoner in something in the 90s. And I'm like, God, this guy's a good actor. And just his career never went where it should have gone. And I hate that when you see somebody that gets on your radar as being a really good actor and nothing happens with them. It almost happened with Bill Paxton, because Bill Paxton got on my dad's and my radar back in the late 80s and didn't know what was going to happen to him. And Tom Hanks saved his career, made his career, giving him Apollo 13, getting him on there. And I thought that was really nice. And Bill is a great character actor. Sad we lost him too. We lose so many of those good actors. But let's see. Anything else in here I need to talk about that's in the chat, Martin?
No, then it's just banter. There's no.
They're just bantering with each other. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's get on to the next one. Gosh, there's so many films. We've got Tombstone, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang so far. I want to talk about another one that blew me away. Was Salt and Seas.
Oh, that's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, a great movie.
If you've never seen that movie, you've never seen how good an actor Val Kilmer can be. And because he was the producer on that film, I bet he showed up to work every day on time.
What's that called? Actually, I don't know if I have
The
seen
Salt
that
and
one.
Sea.
The Salton Sea. Okay.
It's really freaking good. It is a solid film. It's a revenge film. But it's a revenge film with a twist in the end. Because as angry as he is, he feels sympathy for a certain character in it.
Wow.
There's
Hey,
Keith.
hey!
Well,
Hey, Keith.
Keith.
What's up,
I
Holmes?
know that guy.
Keith was
Yeah.
there from the whole
had
time.
We had a fun show yesterday, bud.
And because Keith has shown up, I will play a special video for him. I think I still have it here. Let me check. Good God, we have so many videos now. There it is.
I'm more than content with what Mr. Moncrief said. His voice alone inspires one with absolute credulity.
That wasn't Keith.
So yeah, I haven't.
They were
seen
talking
this.
about Keith.
I can't believe it came out in 2002. I like the tagline. If you're looking for the truth, you've come to the wrong place. So I'll check that out. I might throw that on.
It is one of his best films. Absolutely one of his best films. I know it's not number one on my list, but if you ask me performance-wise, what of his best film is, I would absolutely nail that one as number one. Number one.
He plays two different characters on it as well. Well, it's the same guy, but assuming
I don't know, man.
characters.
Assuming a different identity in
Yeah.
order to find his way through the crowd that is responsible for the death of his wife, right? Or was it his child? I can't remember.
I'll have to check it out because if you'd asked me, Tombstone's always been my favorite performance.
his
That or The
wife.
Doors,
Yeah, the Doors. Yeah.
I am not a fan of the Doors because
Oh,
I didn't
wow,
like
really?
the Doors.
It's all,
Don't tell Don I said that because Don
Gary
loves
only
them.
likes the back doors, not the doors.
that's what it is. That was good.
Val is not dead.
All right, for that, you
No,
son
he's
of a
not.
bitch, you get this one.
Like, wouldn't you know that back door would trigger a trap door?
It's a game we play on the show, Tom, that if anybody breaks the back door, I have to play a video.
It's actually a great
course.
cast.
It got started by another show.
Latino Slant.
Genius. That is
Latino
good.
Slant. God, I got a brain fart by my friend Polly.
Harley.
And Polly started that joke on another show, not ours. It was on another show. And Six and Zax, who are mods on a lot of shows, took off with it and started doing hashtag backdoor Gary. And it's just
Trademark.
been, yeah, it needs to be trademarked
It used
because,
to be trademarked.
oh my God.
Hey, Mags.
I didn't want it to go. I'm like, please let it go away. Please let that joke go away.
Never.
But then I learned to embrace the joke and I laugh about it. And when somebody breaks it, they get a video. My latest one for that is this one.
Pam, why do you have underpants with a Swiss flag on them?
Swiss? Those aren't Swiss. Those are, they're from the Red Cross. They're defective. Anyway, me safe house, A2 safe house. I'm gonna check the back door.
I just rewatched that episode the other day.
Yeah, because Anima and I watch it together. It's part of date night is watching Archer.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I introduced her to some of the funniest shit, and that is one of my favorites is Archer. So
you feeling horny?
No.
What was that? Whose window was that?
I'm in the car dealership.
Oh, that's you. Is that Shinatsky?
Oh yeah.
Why were you a gray nipple today and not like your eye logo?
Because I don't have access to.
You're on
that
your mobile.
image.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. You're kind of weak in that department. You don't know how to do shit on your mobile. Boomer.
Because I use a real computer.
Oh, hey, look. This is how I feel on that.
Fascinating.
There you go. Good. Welcome to the show, buddy. It's good to see you, Shinatsky. Or as I normally say, Shinatsky. I got keeping an eye on you, Shinatsky.
I see you, Gary. I see you.
I see you. I see you, buddy. I'm a fan of that show, The Prisoner. Be seeing you. Red Shirt. I love that he's a big fan of that, and we do that to each other all the time. Even though he's never on camera, I know he's actually doing it when we say it to each other. Let's get into another one that I thought was really good. Red Planet. I love that fucking movie. Red Planet is really, it's his one run into real science fiction. I know he's in Deja Vu. I don't count that one. I'm not that big a fan of Deja Vu, to be honest with you. But I really love Red Planet. I thought it was the better of the two Mars films that year. And the first one being the one with Gary Sinise and directed by
Mars?
Brian De Palma.
No.
Whatever the name of that film was. I just thought it was okay. It was okay.
One of the dumbest lines in script writing, though. That DNA looks human. Like, how would you know that?
How would you know?
Yeah, DNA. I know, right?
I just took a quick glance at it. Yeah.
But I love Mars movies, and the reason I love Mars
This
movies.
is the plan. Get your ass to Mars.
That's why, because we need to be on Mars. I love Mars films. Now, I enjoyed the one with Brian De Palma did, even though he's a real fucking commie piece of
You
shit.
also had Ghosts of Mars just a year later. John Carpenter.
Oh, what a
which
piece
also
of crap
got
film.
wrecked. Yeah, that got
I
wrecked.
fucking hate that movie so much. I have a person that was a friend of mine. And I'm going to really remind people, if you suggest a movie that I need to watch, your reputation with me is on the fucking line with it. And I am not friends with that fucker anymore because he said, dude, no, you got to go back and watch Ghosts of Mars. It's different. Watch it now. It has a different impact on you. I was so fucking annoyed with him that I unfriended him on Facebook. I'm like, go the fuck away. How dare you make me waste my time on another film? That movie is so bad. It is so bad. And I'm a Carpenter fan. But anyway.
Me too. And that one was like...
Yeah, just like, what were you thinking?
I tried to like it.
You know
But
what
anyway-
would have improved Ghost of Mars? Val Kilmer.
That's right.
Yeah, well, he was in another Ghost film, but we'll talk about that shortly because that's also on my list. But Red Planet is really a good premise, great cast.
Terrence Stamp, one of my favorites.
Yeah, Terrence Stamp. I love the soundtrack. Peter Gabriel and the Police pretty much made up the soundtrack. And one of my favorite songs with the opening lines, it's hard to understand because when I first heard that song, I thought it was Trent Reznor. You know, and he delivers it like, there's a bump in the basement. And he delivers it because it doesn't even sound like Peter Gabriel singing. There's a
You know
bump
what
in
would
the
have made it
basement.
better if it had been Phil Collins instead of Peter Gabriel?
No, shut up, Brian. You're just being a dick.
Then it would have been a good soundtrack.
Oh, wait.
Hey.
I just forgot something. He's Scottish, so it's automatically assumed he's a dick.
Hey. Remember, Phil Collins, he tried to tell us we need to take him home because he won't remember.
We do. Because he was leading separate lives. That was the problem.
You know what bugged me about that album?
Because he'd met an easy lover.
That album, No Jacket Required, was like his bullshit nod album to other artists, and then had the artists sing on the songs that there were nods to. Take Me Home was clearly a nod to Peter Gabriel, so we had Peter Gabriel doing the backing vocals.
If Peter Gabriel had made that album, it would have been No Trousers Required.
No Trousers. Or he would have named it Weenus.
And he filmed it at his studio.
Studio. Good one. Good one. The other one he did, he had that song, I forget the name of it now. God, that album is so forgettable. No Jacket Required. Was the one he did with Sting, and it's so clearly a Police knockoff song. And he has Sting sing on it. No, not Take Me Home. That was one he did with Gabriel. Oh, what was that fucking song he did with Sting on there? It has the cello at the opening. Like, oh my God, I hated that song. I hated that album. And I'm a Phil Collins fan, man. It's like that was the album that he sold out and or bought into the system. And his bragging rights to that album, and it's on the album itself on the liner notes, there is no Fairlight on this album. How about some good music? Is there some good music on the album? No. I'm sorry, buddy.
So in the end, Genesis went from Genesis to Sega Genesis, basically.
You know, that's not funny, Shinatsky.
I think we can pretty much discount everything after Duke.
Yeah, Duke was kind of the end of it.
Duke was the last really good one for me.
Because right before that, they did 3 Sides Live. And then they did Duke, and then that was kind of the end of it for Genesis. But I will say,
jammed in the studio.
I actually really do enjoy Genesis. With I don't like I like Mama. I like a lot of the stuff on the second half of the album that Tony Banks did a lot of the writing.
The longer stuff,
yeah. I am not a fan of that silly song they wrote for it, Illegal Alien. I hate that song. But Home by the Sea Part 1 and 2 is actually a really good Genesis song.
Yeah, but my problem with them then is the focus on Phil Collins' solo career meant that they didn't write before they got into the studio. They just jammed shit in the studio. And
no, it's true.
And then put it together as an album.
It is
before they came in with a lot of songs.
They came in with their own stuff, and this is what I have. And then they worked together. Because even the good stuff from Phil on Duke had a good feel to it because of what Tony did to the keyboards on it, because he wrote everything on piano, and he would hand it over to Tony, and Tony would make it a little better by adding the additional. Well, he did a lot of seventh chords. I love the way he plays piano.
And Phil Collins never dressed as a giant flower, so points off to him for that.
Dressed as a tramp, but that was it.
Yeah, well, I know what you're talking about is Peter. Peter had a fear. He had a severe social anxiety when he was younger, so he would dress up in some of the weirdest stuff.
Well, my favorite was the
inverted mohawk,
the Lamb Lies Down and Broadway era costume with the big bubonic whatever.
Oh, yeah,
and he couldn't even get the microphone.
The microphone couldn't. The live shows, you could barely hear him. It's great. Yeah. But the one that cracks me up, because there's a photo of the bunch of them, and he had just showed up with the inverted mohawk. It's like shaved right through the middle of his hair.
That was pretty radical.
It was very radical, but it's Phil Collins' face in that photo that makes it so. Yeah, he's looking at it. And he's got that like, what the fuck am I looking at? Expression on his face. At that point, he was still just the drummer. Oh my God, that was a great photo. But getting back to Val, Red Planet.
I'm sorry, Gary.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to sign off here. I got some other stuff, but I would like to share one more story. One of my favorite.
Val yes, please do.
So there was a period, 2003 to 2005, where I worked on 3 movies with Val Kilmer in 3 years. I worked on Wonderland, where Val Kilmer played John Holmes, the 70s porn star who was involved in a mass murder and drug deal gone bad. we talked about this earlier. I worked on Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, but I worked on another movie called Spartan that was written and directed by.
That's the next film I was bringing up.
Yes,
that is so great because I love that fucking movie, dude.
Yes, and so David Mamet, it's like obviously
Mamet, what a legend!
I knew him by reputation and whatnot. And, I was involved heavily in the prep on that movie, went to the location scouts and the meetings and whatnot. And very quickly just, became very enamored of David Mamet because he was such a genuine, nice human being. And
amazing writer.
Great
amazing
writer.
writer.
A lot of his books.
Just a good guy all around. And the thing that cemented this whole thing was because when I was working on Wonderland, Wonderland was like a very young director and a very young production staff, and Val Kilmer rode them pretty hard, and was being very difficult because he could be. And then I move on to Spartan with David Mamet. So I already have, I have this picture of Val Kilmer, and it's just like, wow, he was not a very pleasant person on the last thing I worked on him with. So we'd been shooting for about 4 days and a lot of other stuff. And it was the first day that Val Kilmer was on set. And so I was there and, and so they're rehearsing this scene and it's Val Kilmer and another actor and they have, dialogue going back and forth. And at one point, Val Kilmer goes, this is really awkward. He goes, it doesn't, the dialogue doesn't really flow, and he's got the script in his hand, and he holds his hand out to David Mamet and says, read it. It just doesn't work very well. And David Mamet goes, I know what it says, Val. He goes, I wrote it. And he goes, that's how this works. I wrote it, you read it. And he goes, I can still get Emilio Estevez for this part.
And what was his
Did that
reaction?
shut him down? Did it shut him down?
At that point, I had decided that I would follow David Mamet to the gates of hell.
What was Kilmer's reaction to that then?
I do want to know. I want to know, how did he react?
He just kind of sat there for a minute and then just started reading it over
Just
again.
did it. Yeah. See, you push back on them, and this is what happens.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
That's a great story,
dude.
Tom.
So
yeah.
that was my favorite.
I mean, I didn't think it was possible, but I'm even bigger fan now of David Mamet. I'm a big fan of his.
Brilliant. He writes great books about Hollywood, viscerating them, but in a very nice way.
I did want to say that I remember reading a scathing, like an interview with Lisa Kudrow, who was in that movie Wonderland, where she just buries Val Kilmer in an interview. Like apparently they did not get along on so.
Yeah.
Just on a side note, my favorite David Mamet movie, The Spanish Prisoner. Brilliant movie.
Yeah, great film, dude.
Brilliant
Tom,
film.
thanks for dropping in, man. Do you have an official website yet?
What's that?
Do you have an official website yet?
I do not. No.
You need one. You need one.
Before
the end of 2023, I'm going to make sure you have a website. I will help you. I'll get that fucker on the end there, Dork Knight, to help me and get you an official
I was going to
website.
say, I know a guy. So
he knows a guy. He's a little like Scott Lewis. He always knows a guy.
Right on.
But because I want to, I want people to know where to find you. Do you want people following you on Twitter and or Facebook?
Sure. It's like I'm not on Twitter. I'm only on Facebook. It's like I'm very behind the times in terms of social media.
Yeah, you're one of them boomers.
Don't
I
go
hear
on
about
Facebook
all the time.
ever.
Boomers.
Avoid Facebook like the plague.
Yeah,
look, I'm still on there because that's how I keep up with my family. It is. Right. But the fact is guys like you and other friends of mine that are only on Facebook, I stay on there for that reason too, because I know I can always get a hold of you through there. So do you want me to share the link? Can you put the link to your Facebook page, or you want me to do it? Because I can find you.
You could do it. That'd be great.
Yep. Seymour. There we go. Follow this man to the ends of the fucking earth. Thomas Seymour is really one of the coolest people I think I've ever met.
Bye,
I will share the link. I'll
Thank
share
you
the
for
link.
leaving us.
Thank you for dropping in. And hey, man,
Oh,
you are
thanks for
welcome to
having
be
me.
on this
Thanks for-
panel anytime you want to be on here, man. You are
Okay.
absolutely one of my
Thanks for
favorite
letting me
human
chime in.
beings.
When I saw the thing a couple of days ago where you were doing a show about Val Kilmer, I'm like, I got a couple of Val.
You
Kilmer
got a couple of
stories.
stories. Yeah, I love those anecdotal stories, man.
All right,
And
take care, gentlemen. And
hey, and we will be
Thanks for
talking
coming,
about the
Tom.
new
Good to see you
season.
again.
When we do the new season of Criminal Minds, please come on. And if you know anybody else that wants to join us, we're going to talk the shit out of the new season.
Okay, we'll make that happen.
I'll see you later, my friend.
Have a good one, Tom.
Cheers, Tom.
Take care.
Bye, Tom.
Bye, Tom.
Take care.
By the way, Das Wolfen, you do know there's a suspicious-looking swarthy guy behind you.
Yeah, I
Stealing
noticed
it.
that.
Yeah, I'd be worried. I'd be afraid.
He's doing stuff mechanically behind me. I don't know what's going on.
He's stealing your. He's stealing your. stealing your stuff.
Yeah, walking off with it, man. What the fuck?
You can't
By the
hear
way,
us, so it's
if you want
wasted if you can't hear
to
us.
follow or friend Thomas Seymour over on Facebook, here is the link. Thomas is just an amazing dude, and it is true. I met him within 1 hour of meeting Keith and David, and then I'm positive now that I met you in 2013, John. I met because I remember everybody I met that show, and it was not yours. It was the next show is when I met you at VisionCon. And VisionCon is where I got most of my friends in the Springfield area that I'm friends with.
You know, Keith seems to be really struggling with that pop-up banner. If you guys,
hey, that's my banner.
If you guys need stuff like
move your
that
head,
in the
John.
future,
there you go. There's my banner.
If you need stuff like that in the future, you can use my my 4over account. You'll get it dirt cheap, because
that one needs to be repaired because when they printed it too close to the end on top, so there's not very much of the banner in that top piece, and the corners are popping out.
Yeah,
and I don't know how to pull that apart and fix it. But anyway, for Thomas Seymour, here you go, guys. Just a great dude. Follow him or friend him over on Facebook. Just a great dude. And I owe it to Keith. Keith introduced me to him because I have a tendency of not caring to meet new people. Hey, it's Keith. So is he going to jump on the show at some point so he can do the Judge Dredd thing?
Does Keith not like us anymore? Is that why? Like he's too cool for
Keith
us now?
has the memory of a fucking goldfish. That's what Keith loves you, man. Keith has great love.
He's going to jump on here in a minute. Yeah.
Okay, good.
And follow Thomas because he has great Burning Man images and stories and stuff.
Oh yeah, because he used to go to Burning Man and do the effects. He was there the year that dude got killed. They believe he committed suicide by running into the lower part of the building, and just fucking horrible way to die. Oh yeah, look, man. Welcome to the show, Chewable Jim. Welcome. Glad you joined us. I am despite some of the negative stuff that we all know about him. I love that guy. He's one of the best actors in the history of film. And absolutely, yes, it's true. He can be a dick, but I don't care. I love the stuff he's in. I've watched even some of the lower budget stuff that he did, and I still enjoyed him. I think one of my favorite low budget bad films that he was in was Thaw, that sci-fi horror film he did about microbes coming to life up in the Arctic and taking over bodies. It was like his version of The Thing.
When I was a cash register in the Los Angeles area, I met 3 people that had either met or worked.
I got to stop you. You just said you were a cash register.
Well, I worked a cash register.
Oh, when you worked a cash, it sounded like you said you were.
People inserted
when you were
money
a
into
cashier.
Yeah,
I get it. I get when you were a cashier.
I met
Okay,
3 people that either worked with or had like personal dealings with him, and they all hated him. One of them claimed that that Native American movie, was it Thunder Horse? I think it was called, that he had ripped it
Thunderheart.
off from
Thunderheart.
Yeah, claimed that had been ripped off from him. It was just like right over. I'm like, okay, that's nice. Thank you. Have a
Thank you.
want
Come
another
again.
soda, sir?
We just brought it up with the movie Wonderland, which I'm also a big fan of. I thought that was. There seemed to be a competition in the 90s between Johnny Depp and Val Kilmer for their portrayals of real life people. You know, and it was kind of neat to watch it. It's like
you just like films about large penises. Admit it.
Look, man, John Holmes. I watched some of the porn with him. I grew up in the 70s and 80s.
A bigger screen.
Yeah, it's like for that close up, they had to use 2 cameras.
Johnny the Wood.
And but that movie is really good. Wonderland. It's about the Wonderland murders, and the movie that was semi about that, semi erect, was the one with Donnie or Mark Wahlberg. The movie he did about Dirk Diggler. His character was loosely based on John Holmes in that movie. Boogie Nights. It's based loosely on those events. And it's true. The character in real life died of AIDS because in order to make ends meet, John Holmes did some gay porn and for money, and got AIDS and died from it. But the better of the films that involve his real persona is Wonderland. Val Kilmer was great as him. It showed how he was threatened into doing some of the things he did that night. And it's a very good historical film. I think it's pretty accurate in how it told the story. And had an amazing cast. Josh fucking Lucas was in that movie. Dylan McDermott.
I think it was one of the women that was involved gave Val Kilmer, it was either the pants or the belt that was actually worn that night.
Yeah, and yeah. Gave him the actual belt that John Holmes wore. Yeah. And I think that woman is the one that's played by Kate Bosworth. I think she's playing the woman that actually gave them that for the film. But it's a very good film. It is not a murder mystery, but there is a slight mystery to everything that happened that night. And I do believe and agree with history in that John Holmes was culpable for some of the shit that happened, but only because he was threatened into it. And so he's a tragic character in real life.
Here comes Keith.
Oh, Keith's showing up. All right, buddy. But if you've never seen Wonderland, go check out that film. Came out in 2003. Very good flick.
Speaking of big cocks.
What?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. So we've talked about Salton Seas, Red Planet, Spartan. Let's see. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Now I want to talk about True Romance, another great performance of Val Kilmer, even though really you don't see Val Kilmer much. He's the ghost of Elvis in the film.
Mm-hmm.
Great flick. Written by Quentin Tarantino.
Yes.
And it's one of the best scripts he ever wrote. And has one of the best scenes in the history of cinema when Christopher Walken is confronting Christian Slater's dad in the mobile home he lives in, played by Jack Nicholson's buddy. The fuck is his name? Oh my God, he's dead now. Easy Rider.
Oh,
Dennis Hopper. Dennis Hopper begins to tell him the history of how the Moors invaded Sicily. And he tells me, he says, so you're part eggplant.
Thank you.
And he does it to piss him off enough to kill him because he doesn't want to be tortured. That's why he does it. Because he's afraid of giving up information about his son. And he pisses the character off just enough to kill him. And it's one of my favorite moments in the film. What's that?
YouTube. You can't say most of that speech on YouTube.
Well, because of the language. They use the N-word. And there's been a lot of criticism of Val Kilmer's excessive use Hey, Keith, when you're not talking, mute. Can you mute, Keith?
And in fact, Keith, when you are talking, could you mute as well?
Don't shut up. We're going to be getting there, Keith. We're going to be getting there. So you can talk about Judge Dredd. I hope you come on camera. No, I don't mean that literally. I mean it like
phrasing.
Not even figuratively.
Yeah, what he does on camera.
It's easier for all of the Wi-Fi signal if I keep the camera off.
Okay.
Phrasing.
I'm coming out.
So,
hey, by the way, you want to watch an old movie that's full of language it shouldn't be, you've never heard now. Watch Freebie and the Bean, which I watched yesterday.
I just talked to my girlfriend about that because she watched the chase scene because we were watching Archer, and there's a chase scene in Archer taken straight out of Bullet.
Oh yeah,
and I showed her the actual chase scene that it was taken from.
Yeah, it's
and
killer.
by doing that, I had to show her my favorite clip.
And the ending of the chase, that big chase scene is brilliant.
Oh my god! But in the movie, because like the father of cop chase scene movies is Bullet. It's a movie that everybody goes, oh no, Gone in 60 Seconds. I went, no,
Bullet, yeah.
Bullet is the father. But then the father of the buddy cop movie was started by Alan Arkin and James Caan with Freebie and the Bean.
And Alan Arkin playing a Mexican.
Yeah, I know.
And James Caan does this whole section where he's doing a Mexican accent. It's brilliant.
And I'm trying to remember, who was the actress that played his wife? Was that
Valerie Harper?
Harper, another Jewish actor playing.
And she's doing the Mexican
Hispanic.
accent.
She's playing Mexican.
You wouldn't do it now. You couldn't do it now.
You're close because it would be considered kind of racist.
Yeah. But it's
what
still a great
movie.
film. And the film is about racism because that's his nickname for Alan Arkin's character. He calls him Bean. And they are a married couple in the movie, the cops, James Caan and him, and they're constantly fighting, arguing, bitching at each other. Alan Arkin is clearly the wife in the relationship. It's so fucking funny. The way they conduct each other during interrogations is fucking hilarious. But the greatest moment in that film is when they're on the road and he's arguing. He reaches and grabs James Caan and rips his fucking jacket. And the minute he does, he knows he fucked up.
Which he just got from the store. He just finagled it out of the store
finagled it out of it.
$250 of jacket.
That's right. This is 70s. $200, 70s.
I've not seen that since I
like
first saw it in the
$1,000
cinema.
suit. Tears it. And the minute he does, he knows he's wrong. And he goes, oh, I'm so sorry. And James Caan loses contact with he's driving the car. Starts like, what are you doing? He looks at him. And then you just start hearing shit happening of them bumping cars. And they both look ahead and they're like, oh, shit. And he never goes back to the steering wheel. They grab each other.
It ends so
and
well.
They go
It's
off
funny
the
as hell.
fucking highway, through the air, into a building.
Their apartment, and there's an old couple sitting in bed. They were clearly watching TV, and the car comes right through the
green
wall.
milk. It's green fucking
and
milk
then
they're
the
drinking.
next scene though is great, where he calls.
Oh wait, no,
Can I use your phone?
No, don't stop. Don't stop. We want to go with this fluidly, Brian.
Yeah, no CGI.
The door opens as they come out of the car. Alan Arkin stumbles out like a drunk, and goes into these people, and they're just sitting there calmly, still eating their toast and cookies and milk in their bed, covered in their bed, watching TV, and they're just sort of looking at him. Alan Arkin stumbles and then grabs the other wall, the wall they're facing, and just slowly collapses off camera and just disappears. And then slowly James Caan comes out of the car and he starts talking like this. He's like, sorry, can I use your phone? And the old guy just like points at it, keeps eating. And Caan grabs the phone and he goes, hey Charlie,
Send a tow truck.
Send a tow truck. Because this is like they wrecked so many cars in
That
this
was
movie.
the third one
already.
2 days.
And he says, we're at 1313 Elm Street. And then because he's looking at an envelope for that, and then he looks at the door, he opens the door, looks outside to see the number on the door, and he goes, 3rd floor.
Apartment 304. Floor. So how's the tow truck going to help? That's the first thing I said. What's the tow truck going to do?
What the fuck?
You know that's where they got that from Blues Brothers. Blues Brothers took that from Freebie and the Bean.
Absolutely stole it. And it's okay.
What a great movie. I'd forgotten how good it was. What a
Oh my God.
movie.
Freebie and the Bean
100
is so
cars
good.
wrecked filming that.
I
They
have
wrecked 100
3
cars.
copies of it because I don't ever want to be without it because it's one of my favorite films of all time.
Yeah,
but
the language you wouldn't get it away with now.
No.
Never in
So
a
many
million years.
racist shots at each other. You know, especially him. James Caan plays this racist cop. He would come back and play that same character years later in Alien Nation. It's the same character, in my opinion.
Hey guys, you've seen I've been in and out a bit. I gotta go. I'm sorry. I mean,
no problem, buddy. I'll see you later, man. Thanks for dropping in.
No problem. Yeah.
Bye, Danny.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
All right. So, one of the next films I want to bring up is a classic. Michael Douglas, Val Kilmer in The Ghost and the Darkness, which
one of my favorite films.
Absolutely classic fucking film, dude. You get Val Kilmer playing this character who's part of the building of this railroad, and he is supposed to run security. And this is based off of that actual story in the Congo when they were building that railroad. And local villagers and other people that were working on the railroad were getting attacked and eaten by lame lions. These were lions that can no longer hunt in the wild. And they found out that humans were easy pickings. And once a lion, it's as they say, once a lion develops taste for human flesh, they prefer it over anything else. And plus, humans are easy to kill if they're not armed. And it's a very good film. The actual lions are in the Smithsonian in Washington. I've seen them in person, and they're maneless lions. They're not the ones with the big manes. They're males, but they were lame and they were incapable of doing real hunting. So humans became their food of choice, and in order to stop them, they ended up having, because Val Kilmer's character tries to hunt them, but these are very clever lions. So they end up bringing in a professional hunter based loosely on a real person. And it was actually, as I recall, 2 people. And the 2 of them go out and find, they hit these points. It's kind of a thriller in the fact of who's really being hunted here, us or the lions, you know, and just by proxy, it's a classic fucking thriller. And there's a little horror elements to it too, because who wants to be fucking eaten by lions? Nobody. But if you've never seen that movie, it came out in '96. Great film. Michael Douglas, Val Kilmer. They had other members. Tom Wilkinson was in it.
Great cast.
Yeah, Emily Mortimer, Bernard Hill.
And
John Connie. He's an African actor. Really fucking good. He's the guy that ends up befriending Douglas and Kilmer's character in the film and helping him out. Just a really, they were the Lions of Tsavo. That's it. The Man-Eaters of Tsavo.
That's the name of the book. I did read it. It's great.
Yep.
Books,
Isn't that what the Hall & Oates song was made about?
Yep. Doom, 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 doom. She's a man-eater.
I thought that was about Amber Heard.
Val Kilmer is great in that fucking movie, dude. He really is. He's married, worried about his wife and child, and just trying to be a provider and defender. You know, great film.
Kind of broke teeth with that man-eater joke.
Da-na-na-na-na. Watch out, boys. Shoot you.
It was pretty bad, wasn't it? That was a bad joke.
Yeah, and it has its own spicy taste.
That's right.
So is Amber Heard.
That'll leave a lingering afterburn, that joke.
Val Kilmer in Top Gun, another fucking great movie with Val in it. He's not the star of the movie. He's the co-star. Tom is,
he's
of course,
the love interest of the movie.
Yeah, he's the love interest of Tom Cruise's character. Everybody thinks it was Kelly McGillis, but no. It was Val Kilmer.
I did show you all this, didn't I? The Top Gun Maverick Collector's Edition.
Can't see it. Got to back it up. There you go. What's in there?
Oh, stuff.
It's Tom Cruise's dick, Val Kilmer's dick.
Well, if it's Tom Cruise's dick, it's going to be a pretty small box. So
I'm telling you, this has turned into an unboxing now that you brought that out. You know that.
It is.
Well, if that is in there, if there
steelbooks of both movies, of course.
If there were casts of their penises in there, you would also have to include the song "Plaster Caster" by Kiss.
Yeah, and named after the groupies, the Plaster Casters, of course. They did. Those are on display in a museum now. The Jimi Hendrix.
The plasters of their penises. Oh,
so you got Maverick's photo collection. So these are all the photos that he's got up on the wall. So you can see.
Oh yeah. I love that.
So these are in here. So you could put them up in the wall and make a little
collage of photos.
Yeah, this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so there's a whole lot of those.
F-14 Tomcat. Yeah, baby.
You got dog tags. You got a bunch of coasters for the hard deck.
The hard deck.
The hard deck, the bar, yeah.
It sounded like you said hard dick.
I know Top Gun's kind of gay, but it wasn't even that.
No, look, man. Despite all the homoerotic stuff, that is a great fucking movie.
It is.
And I love the sequel. And I liked how they treated Val Kilmer. Because that's how they should have done with him in Willow.
Bunch of
let him die.
Magnetic patches. So it's nice. There's dog tags, there's keychains.
I also like that in the movie, they had the original patches put back on his jacket instead of the Taiwan, the anti-Taiwan, pro-Chinese jacket he had. They put the right one back on, and I was like, thank you. Fuck China.
Amen.
I've not watched it yet, Penny. I plan to watch it hopefully maybe this weekend. I've been wanting to watch Devotion. I've heard very good things about it. I love pro-soldier films, and I consider that a very pro-soldier film.
Yeah, I want to watch that.
Mike is very pro that movie, so.
Yeah, and I heard, actually, I think it was Critical Drunk or one of those guys liked it, and I'm like, okay, I trust those guys. It might have been Cullen. It was either Cullen or Critical Drunk that said something nice about it, and I'm like, okay, I'm watching it. But yeah, he played Iceman, and we get to see him again in his role because he dies in the movie, and in Maverick.
Quite nice.
Yeah,
so
that's how you
Spoilers?
respectfully get rid of a character, which is sad that that's so rare these days.
Yes, I agree. We're almost at the final stuff here, and I think the final movie that I really want to talk about is not Batman. No, it's not. I'm not a fan of that Batman. I am not. The last one is so important because we've mentioned the show, and I'm not going to watch this fucking show. I refuse. And I got attacked today on Twitter, and I pretty much put those guys in their place. Like, your opinions don't fucking matter.
The Saint.
No.
Real genius.
I brought up this. Did I not bring up the Saint? Okay, I'm going to bring up the Saint. I forgot the Saint. I'm sorry. The Saint is the next one. I wanted more films. That's right. He was the radio voice.
Roger Moore. No, Roger Moore did the whole series after series on TV.
Actually,
I'm saying he was the voice on the radio for the movie.
Roger Moore wasn't the only Saint in the movie. All of the previous film Saints are referenced in that film. When he wakes up that first time, there's a guy on the boat. That's the second actor to have played the Saint, because the Saint is a character in film that's been around for decades.
He was in the New Saint, right?
Roger Moore was actually the fourth person to play the Saint in the history of
the movies, the original movies. George Sanders and his brother.
George Sanders, that's it.
George Sanders played him, and then his brother, his real life brother, took over playing him.
Mm-hmm. But George Sanders was the first, and then there was another guy that took over. Then George Sanders came back. Then his brother took over, and then you had the Roger Moore series, because Moore was the fourth. And then, because the character's been around in print since at least the early 1920s.
And
he's one of the longest running characters.
In 78, they did a Return to the Saint with Ian Ogilvy. Yeah.
Yeah, Roger Moore was a part of the attempt to revive it on television. Roger Moore and Ian Ogilvy, who was the Saint in the 1980s, both got together to have an appearance in the Return to the Saint series that they tried to do, and it didn't work out. So
Hey, I felt to say hi to some people. So Dragon Bricks, the Tomb of Dracula, the lovely Sherry, Tim's Talks is here. Chewable Jim, I did say hi to. Pacific 414, Kate in Orlando, and Tree Rock Creations, who just started following me on my personal page on Twitter. I always warn people, I get a little political on my personal page, not on our PCM page. It's not my business to do that, but be prepared. If you don't already know, you should know I'm somewhat conservative, not overly conservative, but I'm somewhat, and I'm what you refer to as a moderate conservative, but I have some opinions that are pretty strong and dealing with certain things. So if you are ill prepared for that, do not follow me on Twitter personally. Stick to the PCM page. So for some reason Brian still follows me on Twitter, so I guess he's okay with
You're
the
in
shit
the
I
inner
say.
circle.
I'm in the inner circle. I'm on there twice,
You're in the
man.
inner circle twice. Keith only
That's
made it
right.
once.
Yeah. Fuck, it's crazy, man. I'm on, and actually opposite sides of the circle.
I followed you through the front and the back door.
And the back door. There you go. Should I play a video for that one? Yes, I'm going to play a video for that one. Here we go.
Pam, why do you have underpants with a Swiss flag on them?
Swiss? Those aren't Swiss. Those are, they're from the Red Cross. They're defective. Anyway, me safe house, A2 safe house. I'm gonna check the back door.
They're defective. I fucking love that line. Pam is absolutely one of the best characters on that show.
Yeah.
And I do like it because we talked about it the other day, that the one consistent relationship on that show is the friendship between Pam and Archer. Because no matter how much shit he gives her, they're friends on that show. They are close friends, and he's always got her back. He will lie for her. I love that. Is that I'm on Gary's outer circle? Yeah, I can't understand that either, baby. It makes no sense. She's barely in there.
He's closer to me than you, Anima. I'm sorry, it's just a fact.
Should we get HR puppets like she does?
Yeah, it's like no, I'm not going there. I got to say that that film is absolutely a great Val Kilmer film. His Australian accent was so good. I love that when he's like he's a toothy Aussie. He does a toothy Aussie, like always talking with his teeth showing. It's really fucking awesome. Great scenes. Val is just on top of his game when he does the German accent at the train station. Would you like some coffee?
Would you like to pet my monkey?
Yes, would you like to touch my monkey?
Well, I'm just not understanding. Why is the bus not on time?
Yeah, it's like Germany and Austria. Well, Austria first. Austria has like been historically one of the best places to be able to get around with public transportation. Trains, buses, always on time. Always on time in Austria. Germany finally.
It was worth it. It was worth it all just to get the buses and trains.
But here's the irony. Germany, with its leader being an Austrian, got their trains on time thanks to Italy.
We're drawing no parallels from this.
Not saying any names. I'm just going to say they played a lot of Yahtzee in that period of time.
Kanye is a big fan.
Yeah, Kanye's a fan. I don't know about Kanye. I'm not going to talk shit about Kanye. I don't talk shit about people who I think have mental illnesses.
I'll talk shit about Kanye.
Let's not talk about.
Hey! Just because you're black doesn't mean you have that right, motherfucker. You know,
yeah, it does.
It does. Wait a minute, Keith. Are you?
He's got a card he can play.
Are you going to become
the card? He just played the card.
Are you going to become the king of all black men, Jesse Jackson here?
That's not the king of all black men.
Well, South Park says it is.
No, it was Michael Jackson. He was
South Park says a lot of things. Notice 2 white guys. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
In the show, they actually make Jesse out like he thinks he's the king of all black people, and not that he is. They're making fun of Jesse Jackson, thinking that in order to get to the black community, you got to go to him. And Keith will be the first one to tell you, no. But Saint was a great film, but now I want to get to the final one. This is the final one of the thing, and then we're going to get to some Judge Dredd, which is one of my favorite films is Willow. It is right there near the top. His Mad Mardigan made that fucking movie. Mad Mardigan is what made that movie. And if you've never seen the original Willow, you have missed a fun movie. Ron Howard cut his teeth making big pictures with that one. That was his big first movie. I mean, he'd made movies before. They're all low budget stuff. Rock and Roll High School, that Crash 'Em Up Bang Bang movie, his first movie.
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto. Low budget.
Corvette Summer.
Wait a minute. He did Corvette Summer?
I'm just kidding.
I was about to say, I don't think so. Because I would
Corvette Summer was Mark Hamill.
What?
Corvette Summer was Mark Hamill.
No, the director.
Yeah, the director. I was giving him a hard time.
Oh, okay.
All right.
He was fucking with me, and I'm like, hey, he didn't direct that fucking movie.
I get it. I get the chance to do that occasionally.
All right, fine. Willow is a classic film. Mad Mardigan is absolutely the star of that movie. Val Kilmer killed it with that movie. Peck, calling him a Peck. I fucking love that. But he ends up becoming the heart of the film, too. Everybody would like to say that Willow is the heart of that film. It is the heart of Willow that makes Val Kilmer melt, along with Joanna Whalley and the potion that made him fall in love with her. And they really fell in love with each other making that movie. It really happened. He fell madly in love with her, and then he cheated on her with Drew Barrymore in Batman.
Aw.
Yeah. I love Val, but he's done some shitty things. It's true. But you got to own that shit in your life. Just own it. It's okay. Doesn't diminish the quality of work he's done and how great an actor he's been. And how tragic it is that we've lost him. Because we have. A couple of films that I think deserve mentioning because he was good in them. Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans. Even though I don't think it was that great a film, his role in that was really fucking good. I brought it up earlier, was Thaw. I think that was a dumb film, but he was good in it. Another classic film that he's not the star of, but he really does nail it, is Heat. It's a great fucking movie. It's just not he's not the main character, or really even a main character. Although, in the end, he's the only one that survives the team. Everybody else gets killed. He gets to go. He is really good in Deja Vu with Denzel Washington. I like the movie Prince of Egypt, but it's an animated film, so he's just a voice actor in it. Anybody else can think of anything with him that should be mentioned? Anyone?
Well, that's Wolfram. You're muted.
Real genius.
Yeah, look, Real Genius, and we brought up Top Secret earlier. Those are great comedies, but for some reason, I don't know. I didn't want to diminish the work that he's done, but his comedies really are two of the best comedies from the 80s. And it's Real Genius and Top Gun. I mean, Real Genius and Top Secret. Those are the two films that put him on the map. He was still dating Cher when he was making those.
Well,
okay, I'm sorry.
I gotta go.
Banging Cher.
I've been signaled I have to leave. So I have a great day, gents. Keith,
I'll see you later, brother. Take good care. Thanks
see
for
everybody.
dropping in, man.
Take care. John, have a great show. Bye.
Have a good one.
Three Rocks mentioned this at First Sight. I don't know if you have seen it.
I have problems with that film, and it's because they really should have stuck more to the true story. But it's a good film. Don't get me wrong. It's a good film. It is a good film. Another one that's always worth a watch just for the performances in it is Val Kilmer and Marlon Brando in The Island of Dr. Moreau. It destroyed a director's career. But it's worth a watch. And then watch the making of the movie about him, the director. That is a movie all in itself that tells what happened in the making of that film and how his career was destroyed and how he tried to have a little revenge because he still finds a way to sneak on the set and be in the movie. He does. He does. He did it. That behind the scenes documentary of him, that dude was nuts. And it's wrong what was done to him. It really was. It's criminal. But I'm trying to think if there anyone. Mindhunters wasn't bad. It was an okay film. I'm looking. I hate the movie The Doors. I really do.
Why? I liked it.
Really?
I just don't like one. I didn't like The Doors to begin with. Alexander, it's worth a watch. Not a great film. I will say another good thing about that. All the second unit direction in that film was Dale Dye. Oliver Stone. Kill the Irishman was a good film. Val's in that one. I did like that film. And that's all I see here that I think is worth mentioning. So there you go. This was a Val Kilmer day. We actually did an hour and 36 minutes of talking about Val Kilmer, man. One of my favorite actors in the history of Hollywood, despite even my personal knowing of, what he did on the set of Alexander, because I was working for Dale at that time. But look, man, beside being a prima donna and all that shit, great fucking actor. Great fucking actor. And it's sad that we've lost him, really. I wish that when he does a movie that he would have his son dub his voice, because his son sounds just like him. The actors that he gets to dub him in some of his films, like Snowman, just awful voice actors. The Super, when he plays, what was that movie called? Hold on, let me find it. The Super, starring Val Kilmer. They had an actor that just was awful doing his voice. Just terrible. Do we have more people that showed up? No, good. I want to thank everybody for being here today, and let's get into this. And anybody that came here because of Val Kilmer, thank you. I'm a big Val Kilmer fan. I will defend him to the hilt in how he was treated by Kathleen Kennedy, Disney, and that show, that fucking show. And look, I've always liked the young guy that played Willow, but fuck him right now, man. Oh, where did Keith go?
No idea.
But, you offended Keith.
John, get him back. He's got to talk about Judge Dredd.
Back.
Okay.
Well, real quick with it, my favorite scene from Real Genius is, popcorn. I love that. Like, the guy who goes in the house and he's like, all right, God, let me have it. And then the thing goes off, hits the thing, and it's starting to boil up, and he's just like, what the hell? It's like,
what movie are you talking about?
Real Genius.
When he's
at the end. Okay. You threw me. He said movie and popcorn, and I'm thinking about the movie Popcorn. I'm like, wait, what?
No.
Yeah. I got you. No, that's a great scene. How they redirect that targeting laser.
So actually, with that, because do you consider Real Genius to be slightly anti-military, or just like illegal weapons development?
I would say that it's anti-Department of Defense and CIA. Okay. I think that it takes a shot at both of them, and I'm fine with that. Do not shit on soldiers. If you shit on soldiers, you are written out of my book. And that includes Brian De Palma. What a piece of shit that guy is, making that movie Redacted. After already making another film focusing on one bad event, not all the goods. It's like, let me get this right. 1% of bad shit done by soldiers, and that's all you focus on is that 1%. Not all the good done by all those other soldiers. You're going to focus on that one bad thing. That's a piece of shit filmmaker. And that's Brian De Palma. He's an asshole. Fuck him. He's a commie, too. He is a commie. He's a card-carrying communist. Hopefully Keith will get back here because we needed to go into the last of this with about Judge Dredd.
He is looking up some stuff, and he'll be right there. He's posting it, and apparently he's having trouble doing two things at once. So, for bandwidth purposes, he dropped out, but he'll be back.
Okay.
Well, hey, let's go to the topic then. Let's talk about Dredd, and as we warm up to this.
Well, no, because this is his that's his subject. That's what he's supposed to be talking about is Judge Dredd. And so I'm waiting for him on this. Man, shitty timing. I guess I can show this. Yeah, here we go. I'll pop this in. This was sent to me by Parrothead. There you go.
Oh my God, Gary! Why?
Does Keith left? Keith left.
Oh, there he is.
All right. You ready to talk about Dredd?
Yeah.
Okay. So here we go. You and Shinatsky. Shinatsky wants to talk Dredd. Let's get into it. You start us out, Keith.
Okay, everybody remembers the film Dredd, the Carl Urban action flick that didn't get enough love. And really, I think we can all agree that film was not marketed correctly. Okay?
No.
Off and on, as covered in places like Midnight's Edge and other places, there have been attempts by the people that have made the film to at least give it a sequel. And up to now, as we observed, that has not been too successful. And then came news, most recently, that they are attempting to do this again. Now, on the upside, this story has gone through all of fandom. But after doing some digging, I found out the story originated from Giant Freaking Robot. So, it's a toss-up, really. Okay. And John's going to share the actual story from Giant Freaking Robot. I was able to find the page that the story comes from. But it's from a guy by the name of James Brazula, and it was published a week ago. And he's basically just talking about the rumor, which, again, given the current state of things right now, I'm not surprised that the people that have been most responsible for not having Dredd come back are suddenly now deciding to consider having Dredd too. Carl Urban's still willing to do it. He's still in very good shape. And that's pretty much where we stand.
And
Shinatsky.
Willing to stay under the helmet.
Yes.
Never take it off.
Shinatsky, have I helped to fulfill or sedate or satiate your hunger for this particular story?
Oh, when I said Dredd, I was talking about that original movie. It's like a lead up to, because I heard about the news. So I was going to, yeah, Dredd is great. And real quick and Midnight's Edge did cover this. Some people like to call it a ripoff of The Raid. And it's like, it was impossible for them to do that because the script leaked like years before The Raid came out. And people go, it's like, oh, there's a year difference. No, it was a 6 month release difference between the movies. So unless they somehow decided that we're going to completely retool everything, completely do up a new script and everything to rip off this fictional movie in 3 months, there's no way they could have. But they came out so close to each other, it felt like it to a lot of people, which was a shame.
Well, there are similarities in the premise of going, Game of Death, going level by level, fighting your way through it. Yep.
Yeah, and it got screwed over. Lionsgate also was fucking terrible with marketing for the entire movie. I didn't even know too much about it. When I finally heard it was a good movie, it was already out of theaters.
Yep. And, it was one of those films that really would have benefited from word of mouth. But it was already released, and they just did, like you said, they did a terrible job marketing it. They didn't want to spend any money. I don't know why they got all tight-fisted with this, because it's a very good film.
Yes.
And it had really good fan reactions.
Mm-hmm. This and John Carter both got screwed.
Well, John Carter got screwed for a different reason, because Iger did that. That was a decision.
Yeah.
That Iger made, because he wanted Star Wars. You know,
Yeah.
but here we go.
The other thing, though, we have to also remember is that the people behind this eventually did try to at least bring it back as a television series called Mega City 1.
Yeah, Mega City 1.
And that even got sabotaged, ultimately.
Did we hear anything on that?
No. That's completely dead. In my personal view, while I would love to see a Dredd 2, I would rather have Mega City 1, because Carl Urban himself talked about being a part of that. He was willing.
That there was going to be more about all the judges in the city itself.
Yeah, he was willing to do a Judge Dredd television series. So if you had someone of that caliber willing to do the television series, if I could get more Carl Urban Judge Dredd, I'll take that. I will take that.
Because he liked the idea that it would focus on different characters, not just his. That he would just be an ensemble of characters, like the comics became later.
Yep.
You know, and I like that.
Yeah,
So,
and then you could actually build up to death.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm a big Carl Urban fan. I love that yesterday somebody thanked Josh Becker for discovering Carl Urban, and he's like, "I just worked with him."
That was me.
Was that you? I thought that was funny. It's like because he does. He you know, Josh got to work with a lot of these guys before they were known. You know, he worked with Alex Kurtzman and basically told us, yeah, he failed upward. He failed upward. He's not very good at his job. He was just always there. When somebody was gone, he was the last one standing. And that's how he succeeded in Hollywood. That's some people make it that way. But Josh, you know, it's fun having him on. I hope everybody enjoyed him. It's like such a delight to have him on. He tells such good stories and really knows his shit.
He endearingly stalked Lucy Lawless, which was funny.
That was cute. I didn't know about that. There are a lot of little things I do know, like I can't talk about them. I can't talk about them. God damn it.
Yeah.
Anything that deals with inappropriate crap with certain members of the Detroit Mafia, if it's not publicly known, I can't talk about it. And it's like there's this one incident that led to a funny moment while making.
Gary.
No. I'm good. I know when to stop.
Okay.
It took place in the making of Jack of All Trades, the first 2 episodes. And somebody's wife showed up and wouldn't leave because there were concerns of bad behavior. And I'm not going to say who it was. But lots of fun little stories. I like the anecdotal stuff. And he was very fond of the real Kevin Smith, who tragically died making another film. He was drunk. They went onto the set when they weren't shooting, went up on this tower and fell to his fucking death.
Yeah.
And that was fucking terrible.
Great Aries, man. Great. Like
he
one
was.
Of my favorite
He
villains.
was.
The dude was talented.
Yes, he was one of the best parts of that show. I did watch it. I didn't watch a lot of it because I thought it was silly. I never watched the prequel series about young Hercules with Ryan Gosling. I just refused to watch that, but I enjoyed it, and I knew Josh, so I'm like, oh, this is fun. I'm watching a show that my friend works on, and I would look forward to the ones. And he's the one who wrote the lyrics to Joxer's theme song.
Yes, he did.
And they try to give credit to Joe LaDuca. And it's like, no. He wrote the music based off of the way I sang it. And I wrote the words. And he never got due credit for that.
I always heard it was Ted Raimi. So that's new.
No.
Ted Raimi got it from him because he taught Ted Raimi the lyrics.
Yeah. And it's a great little ditty. It's funny as hell. Dumb and funny. And Josh is really good at that kind of comedy. And I highly recommend. We're going to be doing it. I hope some of you guys want to show up for that. I'm going to be doing a viewing party, private viewing party. We're not going to go live. We're just going to do it in here for exactly the number of people that are allowed to view, which is, I think, 9 people. Is that right, or 10?
You can have 10 total people in there. That includes you. So
yeah,
maybe not.
So I'm going to do it, and I might even be able to get somebody else to host it on another StreamYard so we can have more people in to watch the films. So we could probably get 20 people in to watch. If you want to watch, we're going to watch 4 to 5 of Josh Becker's films, and I'm trying to get a copy of the movie If I Had a Hammer. I was supposed to do the movie poster for that. I don't think I've ever talked about that. He wanted me to do the poster for that film, but the style that he wanted, I don't know how to do. It was one of the few styles I can't imitate. And it's the guy, I forget his name. He was best known for his sports posters of the 70s and 80s, where he would just splash color all over it. It was very colorful artwork. My brain doesn't work that way.
Wasn't he the guy that did the Olympics posters in the 70s? A lot of his Olympics artwork ended up on the front cover of major magazines.
Yes, Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
I'm going to look it up real quick, see if I can find him. Yep, there it is. There he is right there. That's the guy. Leroy Neiman. Leroy Neiman.
Leroy. Yeah, he's one of ours. What?
Yo, man, Leroy.
He's definitely one of ours. What?
Was he? I don't know what color he was, but Leroy just
take my name. Take my word for it, man. He was one of ours.
Oh, was he? He's a brother. All right.
Take my word for it.
Here it is. I'm going to show you the style. Open image in a new tab. And then I'll share it. Open image in a new tab. And this is the guy he wanted me to paint like. And I looked at this and I'm like, I don't know how to paint like this. This is pure mixture of expressionism and fucking knowing how to do artwork. And I know how to do artwork. I didn't know how to do expressionism. And I just I can't do that. I cannot do that. Here, let me find it. See if I can find it. There it is. Boom. This is some classic Leroy Neiman artwork right here. Look at that. His use of colors is insane.
Very 70s.
He's using blue and yellow and red on his forehead here. I mean, that's some crazy color mixtures there.
He guaranteed that nobody else could ever follow him.
Yeah, and that's what Josh wanted me to do. And I was like, and I remember talking to him when this happened. I looked at him and I went, there is no fucking way I can paint like that. And he goes, are you? I'm positive. I don't know how to paint like that. I'm sorry. I thought that I could copy almost any style until I saw Leroy Neiman. And I'm like, my brain doesn't work that way. I don't know how to do that. His choices of colors blew my fucking mind. And so instead he uses the photo. And I think I'll find that real quick. Hold on. Let me find that one. If I had a hammer, Josh Becker film, because there was a VHS released of it. So there was a time when you could order the VHS copy. And here it is. I found it. Open image, a new tab. And he tried to replicate that color look mixture with this photo. So I will share that real quick. Share screen. Because I wasn't going to fucking do it. I couldn't do it. I didn't know how to do that kind of artwork. There it is. And when I saw that, when he finally released it, I'm like, well, I could have done that. That's easy to do. But what he was asking me to do was do Leroy Neiman, and I couldn't fucking do that. But that was the cover that he put on the VHS copy that he sold to the website. So, but that's it, guys. We've hit our 2-hour mark. Our shows are going to be stretching into 2 hours for a reason, because once we are picked up by KGRA in January for all of our other shows, it's all going to be 2-hour shows. So, boom, baby. There you go. Again, I want to thank everybody. Thank you, Joe's Atmosphere, Dust Wolfen, Dork Knight, Bill Barkley, Anima Confusa, Deleted Scenes, Thomas Seymour, Penny, Dragon Ruse, Joseph Dredd, who just followed me on Twitter, and I followed you back, by the way, dude. Krampus Jeebus. I look forward to after the holidays when we get Monkey Jeebus back. Mr. Angel, Sean Estep, Alex Moore, War Monkey, Sox Bulletins, Pat S, Real Wade Nation, Parrot Head, Zax, Kingsport Cal, Magitech Mags, Dragon Bricks. I gotta skip your comments. Tomb of Dracula, The Lovely Sherry, Tim's Talk, Chewable Jim, new person. Thank you for joining us. If you love Val Kilmer, you have made friends here, my friend. Pacific 414, Kate in Orlando, Tree Rock Creations, who just followed me on Twitter. And that's it. Thank you all. Thank you, Keith, for showing up and doing the Judge Dredd segment. Das Wolfen, John, thanks for being here. It was great hanging out with both of you last night. Say hi to Mel for me. Is she there? Say hi to Mel for me. And of course, I want to thank Deleted Scenes for being mostly quiet this episode. I would say 99.9% of the show he was quiet. Shinatsky for being his wonderful, obnoxious self. You are a good friend. I love you, buddy. I love you both, Stephen.
I love
Stephen,
your
you know I love you, man.
Mary.
And Martina Costa Santana, thank you for being the right side of my brain and running the chat. I deeply appreciate it. And well, the left side of my brain is free to do the show. And a lot of people think that I'm joking. I'm not fucking kidding. This show is done by the left side of my brain, and I know that. And I want to thank Walmart for making the energy pomegranate drink, lemonade. This shit's amazing. It's got a lot of caffeine in it, and it keeps me going. This show is brought to you by ibuprofen and by Clearlax, another Walmart product, and occasionally by Walmart's acid reducer. And I want to thank Thomas for being here, man. It was great to see him today. I wish he was able to stick around longer. He's just a fun dude. I love that guy. Kate in Orlando, glad you enjoyed the show. She's also another new person. Thank you. Hope you subscribe. And if you want to become a member, it's really awesome. You get one of the best perks right now that you get from being a member is you get to join in the after shows to talk to some of our guests when we have them on, like Josh Becker. Josh actually stuck around, but he's so funny. He's like, yeah, is there a question in there somewhere? when Cal was trying to lead up to the question, and Josh doesn't want to wait. He's like, get to the fucking point. I love
how when you're doing him, you sound like Jack Nicholson. Get to the
Jack sounds
point.
like this. Jack's down here, buddy. Let me tell you, pal. Josh is more like William Shatner meets Seth Rogen. You know, Josh has this way of talking, and I'm not going to tell you I haven't done it or that I have done it, but I have called one of his friends doing Josh's voice to fuck with him. It was funny. Josh has this funny way of talking, and Josh will tell you I fucked with him on the phone until he got caller ID. The minute he got caller ID, it was like I couldn't get away with anything with him anymore. I once was a Pacific Bell Operator 217. Seriously, I went by a name. This is Pacific Bell Operator 217. You have a collect call from Nome, Alaska. Caller, your name, please. And he started getting into a fight with me. It's like, I don't know anyone in Alaska. It's like, I didn't ask you that. I'm saying this man's having trouble. He asked for you by name. And the name that he said was Joshua Bucher, is what I called him, Mr. Bucher. It's Becker.
Frau Becker.
Yeah, I was just fucking having fun, just fucking with Josh. I like fucking with Josh. And trust me, he fucks with me enough, so it's a fair game. It's fair game. I want to thank all of you. I hope you enjoyed it. We will be having Josh back again. He is absolutely one of my favorite people to have on. But next week, we have got Chuck Dixon. Chuck motherfucking Dixon. is going to be on Dangerous Military Nerds Wednesday, 4:00 Eastern Time. 3:00.
What's his name again?
Chuck fucking Dixon.
Oh, I thought you were using the mother in there.
Oh, motherfucking Dixon.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, Chuck motherfucking Dixon will be on. And then I have not scheduled it yet, but Graham Nolan reached out to me. And I said, both of you reached out to me in a period of 1 week. That's great. I love it when those two reach out, Chuck and him. And so both reached out to me, but I'm going to have them on separately. I'm going to probably get, I'd like to have him on Saturday, to be honest with you. But Friday is probably what we're going to end up having Graham on. Yeah, Chuck and Graham are the parents of Bane. They created Bane together. Chuck created the idea and Graham designed the look. And I got to be honest with you, I've seen him pose with some of the Bane cosplayers at shows. He's fucking bigger. Fucking Graham is a beast of a fucking dude, man. Just all muscle. I think that he's become so muscular, his brain has been pressed up to the top of his skull by all the muscle in his body. But he's still a sharp dude. He's got some new stuff. He's got a new comic coming out, and we're going to have him on. So we got Chuck Dixon and Graham Nolan coming on. And remember, Graham Nolan named this show. That's one of our proud things. Pop Culture Minefield got its name from Graham Nolan. And by the way, our new banker for our LLC, he said, that's a great fucking name, dude. I went, I know, Pop Culture Minefield. And he goes, it really is good. And I said, again, I told him, he's like, wow, you know, and he was like blown away at how many people I know. And I said, you know what? I know all those people and I get nothing out of it except for having them on my damn show. And I tell them that all the time. What's the point of being your friend if I don't get to have you on my show? I get nothing from you. So, y'all voiced Kit. You hear? Oh, I got it. Bill Barkley in Scotland made a joke.
Is that better? I had my camera mirrored.
And
nope,
that is it. We have hit our 2 hours. I did want to show this. Right. This was sent to me. This is the official poster for Blue Beetle. Right now, there'll be more, I'm sure. But this is the current poster for Blue Beetle. Boom, baby.
Did I send you the new logo for Flash?
No.
Yeah, they have a brand new logo that the same show where they introduced that is where they've introduced the new logo for the Flash.
Very cool. So we're out of here, guys. Have a great weekend. Be prepared tomorrow for the new wrestling show. On what time is it? I forget what time it is. Does anybody remember what time it is when it airs tomorrow?
2 Central.
2 Central?
No, 2 Central. No, 2
Eastern.
2 Eastern.
2 Eastern, 1 o'clock Central. Okay. There you go, guys. New wrestling show tomorrow on Pop Culture Minefield. I will promote it, so you can watch for the links on Twitter and Facebook. Everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy the show, guys. I'm sorry I'm not going to be there, but if you need me to sign any artwork, get a hold of me, Keith, John. All right. I'll see you guys later.
Hey, guys. Thanks for watching Pop Culture Minefield. If you've enjoyed the show, please make sure to like, subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell icon for updates on our shows and channel. Also, please leave a comment, and we'd like to know what you thought of the episode, as well as letting us know if there's something you'd like us to cover in a future episode. Don't forget that you can become a member of Pop Culture Minefield now. Make sure to visit our membership page and merch store at popcultureminefield.com. You can always find Pop Culture Minefield on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch.